Hi everyone, welcome back to Aidans Railways. Today we're going to have a look at some Gresley Teak coaches from the Hornby main range. So we're all familiar with the what we'll call the railroad range of LNER Gresley Teaks. They've been kicking around for years and years and years now. This is one of the of much older production of one, but we're all familiar with them. I'll get this one out, and everyone's pretty much used to seeing these, and they tend to come in train sets as well. So you've got your compartment doors at one side and the corridor at the other. I've got about 19 of these things in various forms, whether they just be the composite or the brake composite or the sleeping car, and a lot of them have come in sets. In fact, I think there was a few inside a Flying Scotsman set years ago. I think there was a few inside of the Master of the Glens P2 set, but they're loosely based on the Gresley LNER Teaks. Now, they're great and they can be modified. I've got a video coming up soon where I'm going to be doing that as well, because I have got 19 of them and I don't really want to just get rid of them. But you'll recall that last year, really ecstatic, I got the Hornby 00 Centenary Range Sir Nigel Gresley set, and in that set came two of the main range Teaks, similar to this one. Now, I was so overcome with just how much detail were actually included in those Teaks, and the fact that there was only two in the set, I thought that really I needed to do something about that. I couldn't just be running two Teaks behind that A4. So, also last year I got a hold of the Class 66 Captain Tom Moore limited edition, and inside that Class 66 was a voucher for Hornby. I think it was about 10% off, and it was only valid till the end of the year. So a little before Christmas, I conversed with a few people asking what they think I should use this 10% off for, and what I actually did was I basically bought all 5 that are currently available in the Hornby catalogue of the main range Teaks, add them onto the 2 that are in the Sir Nigel Gresley set, giving me a rake of 7. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through this one here. We'll have a look at all of the actual differences between that and what we'll call the railroad version, and then we'll have a quick look at all of the ones I got a hold of. So here we go. So straight away out of the box, but still inside its ice cube packaging, we've got the alternative couplings. Now these are the close couplings that Hornby supply, and there are some of these in that Sir Nigel Gresley set as well. I'm not going to take them out of the pack, but this is fitted with NEM pocket couplings, so these you could fit other ones. Bachmann do some close couplings, and so do many other manufacturers as well. So, like when I opened the Sir Nigel Gresley set, I was really taken back with the detail of the panelling. Everything, it is so much more crisp, and whether or not this is going to be picked up very well on here, there we go. You can see we've got our smoking signs and our non-smoking. I mean, this is the first class, as you can see. So you've got your smoking and your non-smoking running all the way along. It's a much shinier example, and it's a completely different colour. Now when you put the two together like that, you can see a mile off which one looks best. But it's not really a comparison. This isn't a versus, it's just that's a good budget version. It can be modified. I've said I'm doing a video soon where I'm going to bring them up a little bit better. But that is the massive difference, and this is why I chose to buy a further 5 to go with the 2 in the Sir Nigel Gresley set. So, as I've picked up on before in the Sir Nigel Gresley set, so we've got the metal wheels we have got the NEM pocket couplings, we have sprung buffers, and you can see a little bit better there. So we've got the NEM pocket coupling, sprung buffers, all this additional separately fitted pipe work and things like that. The chassis itself has a lot more detail. Whether or not you'll be able to see inside very well, I really don't know. But all the compartment seats are there, even the armrests. Whether or not that will be picked up, I don't know. I don't really want to be taking these to bits. But even on the roof, you can see here, handrails, everything like that. It's all separately fitted. And a little side by side there, if you just have a look, it's no competition really, is it? But, and we've even got, let's have a look, I can't even see what that is. Well, we've got some sort of labelling here, some sort of warning or advisory label. And you can see this side, and we are focusing. You can see this side, we've got the corridor doors. It's a completely different model. At the end of the day, it is a completely different model. But as you can see there, we've got the quality is just completely different. I can't really go into it too much. We've got separate steps here. You can see there, running along the chassis. I mean, look at the rivet work on the chassis. And the camera is having real difficulty trying to focus in. There we go. You can see all of that rivet detail on the chassis itself. But they are incredible. They really are. I absolutely love these coaches, but they're not cheap. So let's just get that out of the window right now. These coaches, recommended retail from Hornby at the moment, they're about the £54.99 each, as opposed to the brand new recommended retail for the railroad range being at £23.99. Now, I never paid £23.99 for any of these ones. I've picked these up as low as £4-5 from model shops and collectors' fairs, car boot sales, all that sort of thing. We've got loads of them. So they're worth looking out for. But as you can see, absolutely gorgeous. And this particular one is R4827. It's the LNER 61-foot 6-inch corridor first class coach. I'm going to move the railroad one out of the way. And there's the first class. So there we go, and you can see the plethora of additional detail here on the end. We can bring it in closer. There we go. So you really can see the plethora of extra detail that is on the ends of these coaches, and the colour work for the teak is just phenomenal. So all in all, they're very similar in the sense of what detail is actually included. So all of them are going to have the sprung buffers, all of them have got the extra detail, handrails. Obviously the roofs actually differ from each other, as we can see on here. If I bring them across, handrails in different locations and so on. So they're not just generic with the roofs or anything like that. But you can see they are completely different. They're completely different from these railroad coaches. And as I said before, there's nothing wrong with the railroad coaches. They're a great budget coach. They are cheap and they can be modified. But I felt I had to do something with that voucher that was going to be worthwhile, and we all know how much I love that Aidans Gresley set. So there's our Blake corridor. and our first class corridor. And next up, something I haven't seen in the railroad range of LNER Teaks is the buffet car. So, like I said, I picked all 5 that are currently available in the current catalogue for 2020 and 2021. And so here's the buffet car. And the interior of the buffet car is really good. It has got the entire counter curved and everything. You can even see the sandwich, what looks like a sandwich stand sort of thing there. And all of these lit areas. I don't believe these are lit as in lit models, but there is a huge amount of detail inside the tables and chairs. Completely different interiors to say the ones at the back here. So we've got the usual detail that all of these seem to have, which is really fine. I'm absolutely loving that. So there's our buffet car. Next up, we've got our 4828, and that's the 3rd class coach. And here it is. Now, something I think should be noted, and as I've picked up every one of these, I've felt it more and more. Some of the detail, which is incredibly fine. These handles are separately fitted, and you can feel them, and they are delicate. And it's one of those things where picking up these models really is about how you choose to pick it up. So note that if you go to get any of these, there's a possibility you could break some of this detail if not careful. So yes, usual detail all the way along, and I do love all of this smoking and non-smoking signs you see going along. All 3rd class, this coach. And we can see inside the corridor and where the sliding doors are, all of that. All the usual. I think I will close couple these on the layout when they're linked up with the other 2. And finally up is the R4830, and this is the full passenger brake coach. And here we go. This was a must. I've never seen anything like this in the railroad range or in the previous main ranges where we had the less detail, but it is full brake, and I'd imagine a lot of luggage went into these in real life, but completely different detail. I think this will look great at the front or rear of the rake. Loads of extra steps. All this I really can't get. I mean, it's chalk and cheese, completely chalk and cheese between the 2 styles of coach. Like I said, this isn't a versus video. I could have done a versus video, but I really didn't see the point. It's more of a, this is what has arrived recently, and there is a lot that's arrived recently here at Aidans Railways. There are a lot of reviews out there of these coaches, but I thought I'd just show you around them if you just want a quick look to see what you could get and what has arrived here. Absolutely wonderful, and you've even got the sight here for the guard to poke his head into and see along the length of the train. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So we've got our full brake, our 3rd class compartment, buffet. We've got our brake compartment, and then we've got our 1st class compartment, and then together with the 2 coaches that came with the Aidans Gresley set, that's going to give us a rake of 7 for that locomotive. So I do think that's going to need sound chipping now to make it super special, I think. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, click on the round button. If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch some more, there's another video at the top of the screen, and there's a playlist at the bottom. See you again soon.